Okay, what we're looking at here is a off the frame beginning stage 3 Studebaker lark. As you can see, we already tore down original glass in there, and the doors and the opera glass is still in there. Passenger side, we got a front end and things of that nature, but in the area we're in right now, there's not a lot of people that do rust repair and sandblasting and soda blasting and things of that nature. So the purpose of this video is to possibly get contacts in the neighboring states of Kentucky and Maryland to get the Studebaker back on the road and in good condition as far as metal work and rust repair. As you can see right now, what we're looking at is one of the more dominant problem areas, which would be this inner fender right here. As you can see, she's still pretty solid. She was the same color as this panel right here on the inner fender when I took off the rear fender, because the rear fender is still good, but I can see there was a sealant problem because they used to seal these with just paint. Right across this line is where the body line was, where the rear fender would attach to the car by the bolts here, and it just was paint right here that would seal it. It was no actual sealant, and it had a leak right here. See the hole right there? It just leaked right through, and it ate through there, and it dripped down, and it ate right through here. So this is a problem area. We also have this running board that I'm doing some research right now because I can't get her up off the frame yet to see if that is indeed comes off, or is that actually, welded on. It has to be cut off. This video is for my parts guy, who I get all my parts from. I would like to get this inner fender from here all the way over to where this hole begins. I need that cut out so I can actually add it back onto the car. The car still has the trunk on it, and if you can see inside of the trunk bed, it's actually not that bad. It's pretty good. This is a fairly lengthy project. I still got bolts and stuff back there, and I removed a lot of the stuff out of the car already to be replaced or repaired. That is the other inner fender. It's good. Has the exact same problem as the other one. And if you can bear with my camera phone here and the mess that's in the car of, seat belts and parts that I've already taken out. This is the dashboard. It needs to be repaired, not necessarily replaced, because it's actually in pretty good shape. The dashboard is still pretty good. All the gauges work. They just need to be rebuilt and repaired. The dashboard is still good. It's just cracked vinyl. I don't think it's actual leather, but it needs to be redone. The vanity set's good, the ashtray and all that stuff. Steering wheel is in good shape, but the steering column, on the other hand, needs to come out, because there is no, well, I'm not going to say there isn't, but I haven't found a 3-speed on the column shifter. And of course I would need this whole column replaced to actually have the shifter still work and be able to shift from the column. So right now plans are to put it on the floor. All the knobs and everything is up in there. All that stuff's still good. She's all good, up under here. Of course we don't know how much damage is actually behind this right here, but we do know the damage area of the firewall as of this moment. So right up under here we have, ta-da, a hole in the fucking floor. Floor panels for this thing are still being made. You can buy them stamped, of course. So like I say, there's not a lot of places that I can take it here to get fixed in Clarksville, Kentucky. But the whole this panel, this whole freaking thing over here in this driver's side is destroyed from the car comes from Michigan, so it's enough said. Michigan snow, salt. The weather stripping or whatever it was up under there didn't really hold up too well. Doors are good. Roof, you got some bugs on there that got ate up by the sun, so they got caught under the tarp. And another damaged area here on this car Like I said, the body lines on this thing weren't that tight, so you had water drip in from here and actually settle on this portion of the firewall, which is bad. It's actually ate up pretty bad. I mean, that's just metal that I'm just, flicking off with my hand. So probably some 12 gauge or maybe a little bit thicker than that. But up here, sounds pretty solid, but I can't say it is because we haven't cut into it yet. What it looks like is that I'm going to need from my parts guy, Mr. Barry in Texas, I'm going to need a section of this cut out. I'm going to need a section of firewall cut out. Probably would be the easiest option to do is to replace this whole side if I can, considering the firewall is a big structural piece of a car body. I'm going to do what I can to, get that back right, which we know, no, there's no option. It's going to be back right. But other than that, the rest of the firewall, like I say, no visible damage. The air filter's stuck in there. As you can see, it's a F4. You can see the originality of the car right there. It's an F4 body type. The A-arms are pretty solid. Like I say, this thing hasn't been hit with sand or anything like that. So, I mean, I can only go off what I see and what I hear. And that sounds like pretty solid fucking metal. We have the original steering and everything in this car. It works. The power steering motor needs to be rebuilt. The brakes, the drum brakes are no good. So there's a lot of rebuilding up under this car. And as I said before, the body lines on this thing weren't that tight. So you have the same problem over here. As you can see, there's a hole eating right through here again. I can stick my finger up there and go up under it, but I guess this isn't all that good of a plus side. It didn't eat straight through the bottom. It just ate through the top. But like I say, we're in Kentucky right now. It's humid and we get rain, so, But this inner fender is still good for this car to be 52 years old. She was in pretty good shape. Wheel wells in pretty good tack. No actual visible damage or visible holes that are in there. I do know the gas tank leaks and the fuel sender, whatever, the pipe that leads in that you fill it with is leaking. So, and the gas tank also leaks. It's rusted out. So we have to replace that. Good thing it is bolted in. As you can see up under there, it's bolted in. If you can see that, that's the gas tank, and that first hinge down there, that little fucking thing right here, is for the gas tank. So, that's all good. But all the piping up under there and stuff like that is freaking bad. This rear end is no good. So, it's definitely a huge project for me for it being my first restoration car. But I fell in love with the '63 Studebaker Lark. When I saw it, so I had to have it. And like I said, I got all the body parts, all this stuff that you don't see on a car. I don't think, hey, you bought a fucking car with no body parts. No, asshole, I didn't buy a car with no body parts. I just took the body parts off so they wouldn't get damaged any more than what they already were. And I just happen to have an extra set of front fenders for 63 to 62 Studebaker Lark for sale. So if you happen to come across this, on your YouTube or wherever, there are some parts for sale off this car, because I have 6 fenders for the front right now. And like you say, it's pretty good. She's in solid condition. Excuse the trash. That is a 1-barrel carburetor sitting right there. That it works. The actual motor did work until I attempted to remove it and broke the fuel stem that led into the intake, and killed it right there. She looks pretty beat up right now, and I'm sorry you guys have to see her in this condition, but I needed to show my parts guy these inner fenders right here that we're looking at right now. If I can get those cut out, I will be a very happy camper. Very. And I could also use this running board right here